people are filling the streets in cities around Australia, demanding more funding for firefighters, better disaster relief, protections for indigenous communities managing forests, and an immediate and fair transition to renewable energy. They also want Prime Minister Scott Morrison sacked over his response to the country's catastrophic wildfires.
I hope that the government, first of all, decides to manage bushfires in a different way, because bushfires are changing. And secondly, I hope this is a wake-up call for them to change the climate policy.
Australia's bushfires are becoming more frequent and more intense as the country gets hotter and drier over the long term. Most of its exports come from fossil fuels, and Conservative politicians there tend to downplay climate risks. Morrison was elected last year in part thanks to the swing state of Queensland, which has a big coal industry. He's asserted his commitment to reducing emissions, but is still facing intense criticism.
Our government has utterly failed to do anything to protect our future by being the world's largest coal exporter, massively expanding coal exports, massively expanding gas exports, and doing absolutely nothing to reduce our nation's emissions.
Other parts of the world are just as vulnerable. There have been deadly wildfires in the Mediterranean and the west coast of the US in recent years. Whether the Australian government doubles down on its climate stance or cedes ground to its critics, either way there are lessons to be learnt for the rest of the world.